Hello, everyone, and welcome to That's the Joy. This is the channel where we get to listen, learn, and grow from great inspiring stories told by women in business. And so, if you're new here, karibu sana, head over and subscribe to my channel. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for watching and stay tuned for so much more coming your way. So, today we're joined by an amazing guest. She runs a self-care based gift shop. And so I'd want to welcome Sylvia today.
Thank you.
Sylvia.
Thank you so much.
I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad you've accepted the invite.
Anytime.
So, Sylvia, we want to get to know more about you. Let's just start by Earth. What's the story behind by Earth?
Okay, so first of all, I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a fun conversation.
It is.
The story behind By Earth. By Earth, I'd like to think it was an accident. I didn't really quite plan for it. I had just finished my internship. I did film and TV production and directing.
Okay.
So I finished my internship, and throughout the internship, I didn't enjoy what I was doing. My colleagues were amazing. I had the coolest bosses. It was a fun job, a very fun job. But as soon as I was done with the internship, I still didn't quite know what I wanted to do. So when I was in my last year of school, I still wasn't so sure. And then I met a friend of mine who had just gotten her residency. She was in med school, so she just got her residency in another county. And we were talking, and she was just saying how amazing she feels that now she's independent and she can get to pick her own curtains in her own house, and she can get. And so I came home and I told my husband, then boyfriend, that that's what I want. I want to be independent. Yeah. I don't know what form that's going to come with, but I really just want to be independent. That's what I want to do with my life. So he gave me the idea, and he's like, why don't you just start a business? And that was a light bulb moment. I'm like, oh wait, yeah, I think I can start a business. And I was 21. It was very low pressure, so I just went with something that I enjoyed, which is self-care. And that's how By Earth started. So I didn't know anything about starting a business. So fun fact, I started a podcast, just like what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I'd send people DMs to ask if we can meet up and if we can record. I had 2 mics. I didn't have a studio, so I'd invite people in my house. Okay. So they'd come and make them tea, or we'd have juice, water, and just talk. And then I'd ask them questions. And I got a bit of courage from talking to different people. And By Earth started. Wow. Yeah.
Okay. That's a beautiful story.
Thank you.
So how did you pick the product niche? As a niche, yes.
So again, it was purely out of interest. At the time, I was really into scented candles. Okay. So initially, By Earth was supposed to be a scented candle company, but all the research I was doing online, I couldn't get the proper formulation, and the ones I was getting were too expensive. I didn't have that capital, so I decided to settle on body butters because the school of YouTube and Google taught me how to do the mixing and everything, and then I could ship in fragrances. There was just a lot of opportunity, and like I said, it was very low pressure. I was just 21. Okay. I had nothing to lose. Okay. So it's what I enjoyed. Like By Earth was what I enjoyed as a 21-year-old. Things that smell nice, look good, feel good. Just self-care. Okay. Yeah.
So how long have you been in By Earth? Running By Earth?
6 years. Yeah. This is the 5th year. Yeah, it's gonna be 5 years next month.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And I can see how the business, because even when I got to know you, it was entirely like I knew you for body butter. Right. But I see how the business has evolved. Like, how did you get to that point where you feel like it's time to have a change?
Okay. I think this was just right before COVID, because up until today, most of the people by then know me for body butter. Yeah, it's always a body butter, but I feel like body butter goes out there and sells, and then people come to the page and they notice, oh, she does gifts as well. Yeah. So right before COVID, that February, sales were really low. And I'm like, I need to get something that's going to push, sales. So I decided to start doing gift boxes. I love gifting. I love being gifted. Wow. So I would just go to the mall, pick things out, some chocolates, some, just cute things, make really nice affirmation cards, a self-care workbook, and then take pictures and post the box. And the box really moved. Like a lot of people bought it during Valentine's for themselves, for their girlfriends, for your friends. And I'm like, I guess this could be a thing.
Yes.
So that's how gifting started. And I'm like, I actually enjoy making the boxes, just curating a box and working with somebody, because there's a lot of joy to share when someone calls you and tells you it's my wife's birthday, or it's my best friend's birthday, or I want to send a get well soon box. And you curate this thing with them, and you're about to spread joy. I love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And would you describe that as your turning point now?
Yeah,
the greatest
absolutely.
turning point in your business?
Yeah, it's actually really tied to that, because the turning point in the business that I had was still right before COVID, which was a huge blessing. I got a DM from a lady who had bought body butter before, and she asked me, do you think you can do gift packages for a group of women? And I'm like, yeah, sure. In my mind, I'm like, it's 5 women. It's okay, I can do it. So we get to talking, and she gets serious. She's like, okay, let's get onto a call. And then she's like, we need an invoice. 23, did I know how to write an invoice? I'm like, yeah, okay, Sawa, I'll send the invoice. Just being like, okay, sure, I'll figure it out. And she's like, okay, allocate it to such and such a company. And then it's for 250 women.
Wow.
And I'm like, wait.
250.
I thought it was 5 women, and it's 250 women, and the boxes had so many things inside. So
250 is a lot.
It's a lot.
Oh my gosh.
It was for Women's Day, so I thought maybe she wants to gift her friends. I didn't think that it's a whole company with like so many women. So I took the job. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I took it. I had no idea how I was going to do it. And then that's when I learned something called an LPO. Companies pay you after.
Yes.
I did not have the money to fulfill the order. Because again, it's a big order. So I call my mom and I tell my husband, and they send me money. No questions asked, they send me money. But even the money they sent me was not enough to fulfill the order.
What was in the gift? Like, what was the package?
We had, I'll send you pictures, some of the pictures. We had a body scrub, a body butter, some cookies, a lip balm. What else was there? Some cards.
Just
some
everything for
cards.
Women's Day.
Yeah, so it was a big box. So now I'm like, maybe I have 80% of the cash. I don't have 20% of the cash to fulfill the order. So I call one of my suppliers. She's called Sylvia. Sophia and I have never met. I just buy things from her. I call her. This crazy girl is telling her, Sophia, I have a big order. Please give me supplies. I will pay you in 30 days. I've never met Sophia. We've never talked. We just talked on phone and ordered. And Sophia is like, do you know how much of my stock you'll be taking? How do I trust that you're going to pay back? She's like, let me think about it. She thinks about it. She doesn't call me back. I call her again shamelessly. Like, Sophia, please. Don't
forget me.
Don't forget, please, I will pay you. And she's like, the only reason I'm giving you these things is because you've never defaulted payment. And I learned, always have integrity in business.
Absolutely.
You don't know when you're going to need that relationship to help you. So always pay on time, be very honest. And I said, thank you. She sent over the things. And I had 4 days to deliver. I had no employees. So my husband was cutting soap, because we also had soap. So we had chunks of soap. So he'd wake up in the morning and his job was cutting soap and wrapping them. My mom came to stay with us for all the 4 days. She was tying ribbons. I had to get my house help to bring a friend. My house was a factory. I think I'll share the pictures with you also. Everything was everywhere. Bags were everywhere. It was crazy, but we delivered. And, I learned a lot of lessons from that particular order. It was such a huge turning point for me, because it made me understand that you need to keep people who believe in you close to you. And that's, my family. They if I told my mom today I'm going to the moon, she will start looking for a spacesuit. She won't even ask questions. She'll just be like, what am I going? I'll look for a spacesuit. How can I help? And the same with my partner and, just family. So have people who believe in you close to you. Always keep them close to you and always have integrity. You don't know when you're going to need that relationship. Because if Sophia didn't give me those supplies, I don't know. I don't know, to entrusted me that I'll pay her back.
I know.
And we've never met. She
Imagine.
doesn't know where I live. Yeah, so
I'm sure you took her out for lunch or something later.
I paid her extra. Wow. We've still never met, but I paid her extra. I said so many thank yous. Yeah, she's amazing.
All those relationships are really good to keep. And now, you know, explaining how the business has been for the past 6 years, how have you managed to have systems? Like, do you have, the way you were saying your house was a factory at the beginning, right now, have you managed to have systems that can help you ease the workload?
I do. I feel like I constantly keep on changing my systems to what fits the business best. Because I feel like it's like raising a kid. You know, your kid is constantly going to keep on changing. What they need at 5 years old, they probably will need something different at 7 or 8 or 12. So I feel like constantly checking in the business and not trying to duplicate a system that another business has, you know, because that business has very different needs. Yes, I'm open to advice. Yes, I'm open to people telling me, oh, maybe you should try this. But then I come back and I sit down with my business. Like a person, I'm like, what does this business need at this particular moment? In this phase, what can I do to make sure that we are performing better? So there are systems. Some are very untraditional, but, you know, they work. And then when they stop working, I figure out something new. There's a lot of trial and error, and I'm just growing each day at a time. So there are systems that are put in place.
And I think that's the most challenging bit of a business owner, where sometimes you have to let go of people, no matter how good they are. If they're not good for the business, they have to go.
Even ideas, you have to let go of some ideas. You know, you're like, oh, I don't think that's gonna work. You know, it's something that maybe an idea you thought of and you're like, oh, this is gonna be so cool. I've done that so many times. Then you take it out, guys are like,
is this for Kenya?
Let it go. Is this? We don't like that thing. Like there's a body butter we had. I loved it. There's a client who bought it and told me, why does it smell like soap? I don't smell like soap. You know, and I really liked it. So sometimes you have to let go of some ideas. And
so even customer feedback has really helped in the process of growth. Absolutely.
Yeah, totally. It has. It has.
Okay. So what would you say is, what are the core values you'd tell someone is core for an entrepreneur, for the business to actually work out? When we say a successful business, maybe let's start from defining what the success looks like.
Okay.
What would you say a successful business would look like?
You know, you send me that question. I find that question so hard to answer because I feel like success is so different for different people.
It's relative.
It's so relative. So I'll say success for me. Success for me is having a positive outlook on the problems that my business has. So I feel like what a skill an entrepreneur needs to have is to have a good attitude with problem solving. You're in the business of problem solving. There'll be fires to put out every day. You'll open a salon. Maybe you have water issues. Employees might be stealing from you.
I know.
Your best employee might get poached elsewhere, and that's entrepreneurship. So if you have a positive attitude towards solving problems every day, when a problem comes, just have a positive outlook about it. Be like, oh, this is the job I chose. You know, this is the job I chose. I need to be more skilled on how I can, you know, sort out these problems, sort them out quickly, sort them out. Because at times you find entrepreneurs give up because a problem has come up and they don't know how to solve it. It could be financial, it could be time, anything, and then you don't know how to solve the problem, and then you get super depressed. But sometimes it's really not the problem, it's your attitude towards the problem. So I feel like if you change your attitude towards problem solving, you'll make an amazing entrepreneur. And for me, that's what success is. I'm not there yet, you know. There's some days you take crying breaks, you're like, you know, that's what success would be to me, if I just continuously keep on having a positive outlook towards problem solving.
Absolutely, I really like that. And what would be the parting shot for someone who is maybe in a place where they are stranded? They have too many ideas. You know, when someone wants to start a business, there are so many ideas that come to you. The way you were saying, it used to be your main idea was the candle business, and now it turned to the body butter. So what would you tell someone who has so many ideas and they don't know where to start?
This is going to be so cliche, but imagine start with what you have.
Yeah,
just start with what you have, and then give yourself, like, put the best bet on yourself. If you can do hair really well, that's the best bet you're going to give yourself. Do the hair, like, do the hair really well. And then the other thing, which is an unpopular opinion,
yes,
you're going to probably like your business for very few months, and then after that you won't like it anymore. It happens.
Wow.
You're going to get excited about it for like a few months.
Yeah.
There's some days you'll wake up, you won't like it, but just keep on moving and give yourself the best bet. What you're good at, what you find easy to do that, because on those days that things are really hard, you need something you find easy to do, and something you enjoy doing. So yeah, that's what I'd say.
Okay. And so where can we be able to find By Up products?
Okay, so
maybe you can. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we have forgotten you guys. Hi
guys, welcome to our channel. You can get it at, you can get our products, of course, online on our Instagram page on byearth.ke, and at eCandy, which is at Roslyn, very close to Roslyn Rivera, Blue Rhino, which is at Village Market, and then we have a pickup point in town at Corner House.
Okay,
so those are the places.
And socials
byearth.ke on Instagram. I'm still not getting a hand of TikTok. I think TikTok is passing me. I don't know. Yeah, but we're also on TikTok. I think it's byearth.ke also.
It's okay.
I feel like TikTok is just passing me. I don't know. But byearth.ke everywhere.
Okay. So thank you so much, Sylvia.
Thank you.
Oh, this conversation was very insightful. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. This was nice.
Yes. Okay. So thank you guys for watching. This is By Earth. I hope you have been able to pick up on a thing or two. And see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.